system of mathematics behind it. That is the characteristic, that she's little offbeat. If your life energies get drawn and you touch her, you can be on a ride of a very ecstatic ride. Whether it's Dhyanalinga or Devi, there is a whole system of mathematics behind it. The system of mathematics for, let's say, Dhyanalinga is perfectly aligned with the solar mechanism. That's why very confidently we are saying 5,000 years, 10,000 years, no problem, he will live. Because it's perfectly aligned to the natural system. If already you do not know the numbers that the Devi people make use of is 11, not 12. She was made like that, little crazy. Because, for a variety of reasons, because that is the characteristic, that she's little offbeat. Not little, quite a bit. He is perfectly aligned. She's been made in such a way, she's little offbeat. You must understand the meaning of offbeat. That means whatever is the natural beat, they're off that. He is perfectly on beat. She is offbeat, intentionally. Because her work and her energy is different. You will see, this has always been my fear, and my fears are manifesting. Slowly she is becoming more popular than Dhyanalinga. The Devi is in a cycle of 2.5 or 27.5 days cycle. To be exact, maybe 27 and 0.57 days cycle she's on. This is 11, 11, 5.5. So 2.5 she's going through every month. Because she's on such a cycle, her energies are on a shorter cycle, so the spin is bigger and she creates an energy or a more easily experienceable energy compared to someone who is every day perfectly round. She is little like the moon. So she will not follow the Sandhya Kalas, Brahma Muhurtam, no. All that is very significant for him because he is in line with the natural forces. She is not aligned to the natural forces, she is skewed a little bit. And if your life energies get drawn and you touch her, you can be on a ride of a very ecstatic ride. An orgasmic, an ecstatic ride, simply, if you simply sit, she'll drive you like that because that energy is made like that.
So, in this crossing summer, are you also trying to connect with Devi? Now, one thing I would like to add on is that the significance of doing periods of sadhana is unfortunately being lost in so-called modern society. If they do, they have lots and lots of questions that this happened to me, what does it mean, that happened to me, what does it mean? We are tempted to find the meanings of each and everything that happens in our life. Now, while doing Devi sadhana, we all might get certain situations in which you feel Devi's presence. For some, it is crying without any reason. For some, it is coconut cracking. And for some, it is listening to anklet sound. Well, these all signifies that Devi is present, that Devi has accepted whatever you have offered. And because of your intensity of sadhana, Devi is showing her presence slowly and gradually. Now, there are many people who witnessed all these, and there have been many who also share their experience in social media platforms. Now, anything can happen through which you can feel Devi's presence. These are just little examples. But the problem is that when one thing happens, thousands of questions arises in you. Or we will try to do it more rather than focusing on just doing sadhana. And for those who are not witnessing any of these things, you will simply dishearten yourself that Devi is not showing me presence, or you will doubt your sadhana and start questioning on yourself. And ultimately, you will stop doing your sadhana. So let's just talk on what is actually happening and how to handle all these things. Now, Linga Bhairavi is designed and structured in such a way that it enhances certain dimensions of your life. It has a kind of impact on your system, on the space in which you live, and upon the direction and destiny of your life. The sadhana is structured in such a way that maximum result will happen in just minimum effort. Now, if you are getting any types of sound, whether it is anklet sound or bangle sound or whatever is happening, you should be thankful to Devi that she showed her presence or she has accepted your offering, and again start doing sadhana with supercharging mode without any questioning or trying to do something or trying to make it more and more happen. If you do this, you will lose your contact with sadhana. Remember, the only thing that matters is you doing your sadhana intensely, nothing else. No sign matter much. Neither they will take you anywhere, and more you will get diverted by all these things. And if you are someone who are not experiencing any type of presence of Devi, then this is the best time to you for doing your sadhana more and more intensely and regularly without leaving a certain gap. No thinking that this will happen, that will happen. Don't try to think anything or do anything. Just do your sadhana. Remember, one time you do Devi Stuti, something great is happening within you. Maybe you are not aware of this consciously, but a single chant of Devi Stuti itself is so powerful that whether you know it or not, but something great is touching you. Now, related to tears that comes during sadhana, what is happening is, in societies, people have always linked tears to pain and suffering. Wiping your tear away is supposed to be a great thing, but actually, tears have nothing to do with pain and suffering. Tears has something to do with the intensity of certain experience. If your misery is very intense, tears will come. If anger is very intense, you see, tears will come. If you are very much joyful, you see, again the tears will come. And if your love is intense, you see, again the tears will come. And that happens during Devi Sadhana. When we are full of devotion, automatically tears will start coming. If you simply touch something very intense, then tears will automatically come. It need not have any particular name to it. It is not misery or joy, this or that causing tears. It is the intensity of the feeling that is causing tears. Now, similarly, Bhairavi is a super intense. She will come to you in waves of intensity if you can be there for a period of time without making any conclusions or raising questions. But the problem with all these is that if one drop of tear comes, then 10 questions will come in. So if you can simply be there without raising any questions, without making any conclusions that, oh, she is with me, oh, she is going to happen, or they will do this for me, do that for me, none of these. Simply, if you can be there, you will see that she will come in waves and waves of intensity. You see, these are the experience of many people. Many of them experience very intense feelings after Devi has arrived in their life. So, for every one of you, remember that if you want your life experience to become rich, you must allow something to overwhelm you in such a way that you do not exist. This is when, if you sit here without any sense of yourself, then everything is here. Without questions, without conclusions, just sit there. So now just go, sit there, let her destroy you. That is the way. In front of Devi, that is not the place to save yourself. Everything that you are should be destroyed, and you must carry a divine within you. Not for something, but this is actually the way to be, not for any particular purpose. In this universe, we are tiny little creatures here as living beings. But if we are overwhelmed with something much larger than ourselves, overwhelmed by the force which is limitless in its nature, only then every breath, every step is worthwhile. So at last, remember, if grace of Bhairavi, if her footprint is established in your heart, you never have to worry about victory or failure, prosperity, poverty, life, death, this, that, etc. She will manage everything if you land in the lap of divine. All these things are just trivial. They are of no consequence. So now, do your regular sadhana, do as intensely as possible without thinking this or that, whatever is happening, let it to happen. Don't question, don't conclude. If nothing has happened, it is the most good thing. Don't become tense. It is just the starting. You just keep on doing your sadhana. Nothing else matters. And so now at last winding up, hope you loved the video and found it meaningful. And if yes, do not forget to give it a like, share and subscribe. Up to next, stay safe, healthy, happy and namaskaram. And also